plagiarism right now. It is so easy for somebody just to take someone else's ideas, take someone else's words, put them out and say it's mine. And we sort of let me go. It's entertainment. Small things like that people get away with lead to huge chasms of mistrust in our society. And when we have huge chasms of mistrust, you know what goes away with that?
Equalizer.
Let me tell you a story. This is a story that all equalizers, when I tell you this story, it's gonna piss you off. Back in 1998, I sat down to try to write my first book, which is a really difficult thing to do. You can see some of the scribbles behind it. It's what a book sort of looks like when you start. And there's anxiety about whether or not you can do it right. And I was actually employed by Gallup at the time. And so the whole company sort of looking to see you to see whether or not you can actually pull it off. And then you get a book contract and you sit down, and then for days upon days upon days upon days, you're sitting in front of your computer desperately trying to write something. There's a big white piece of paper in front of you, and it's staring at you like a giant, and you're trying to type away, and you type it and type it and type it, and you work and work and work, and eventually it comes out. And happily for me, that first book did incredibly well. But I can remember every single difficult morning, every single time when I couldn't figure out how to take one word and put it after another. They say that writing is easy, right? You just slit your veins and let the words pour out. I mean, writing's, it's hard. But I was really proud of the book. It was called First Break All the Rules. And I loved it. And I'm still super proud of it because I can remember where I was when I was writing every story. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I got a call from someone and they said, they've taken your name off that book, don't you? And I was like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, this is now First Break All the Rules, not by Marcus Buckingham and Kirk Kaufman. Those names are gone. And I can that is so wrong. Is it allowed? Yes, I was working for Gallup at the time. They own the copyright. They can take the name off. It's possible. They can get away with it. But it's wrong. I then wrote a book called Now Discover Your Strengths with Don Clifton. And then about 6 years after that, after I left Gallup, that got republished as StrengthsFinder 2.0. And now someone else's name's on that book. You know how that feels? That's wrong. We are living in a world where they can get away with that. We're living in a world where you can get away with things. We're living in a world where more and more and more little things you can get away with. If you're an equalizer, you can't stand that. You feel it like a physical pain, don't you? Well, we need you now more than ever. We are living in a world where little things like this, where you can sort of get away, or little things where because somebody has 1 million followers on some platform, they can say anything and we believe them. Or we're living in a world where that then grows and grows, and now we have our leaders saying something on Monday that we hope that they've forgotten by next Tuesday, where people don't anymore do what they say they're gonna do. The powerful thing about you, and God, we need you more than ever to stand in your space. For me, equalizer is number 3, so I feel it. But boy, if you have it, you'll know that now more than ever is the time when you have to take a stand for what's right. The powerful thing about an equalizer isn't that you think you're right. It's that there is a right thing to do and a wrong thing to do. And this is wrong. Saying you're going to do something on Monday and then not following through and doing it on Friday is wrong. Pretending that something is a fact when it's just an opinion is wrong. We are living, aren't we, in an opinion world where there's the barriers to producing some sort of content, whether it's an article, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a book, whatever. The barriers are so low that everyone's just walking into a space and going, I think. Well, you know what? As equalizers, we've got to take a stand to go, I don't care what you think. I want to know what's true, which means that all of us have got to take a stand for credibility. Now, not all credibility has to be science, although frankly, that helps. If somebody's got some data that's real, all of us should be critical thinkers going, show me that data, show me those facts. So that's a great place to start. Some credibility, though, comes from experience. If Bill Gates wants to say, well, look, here's how I built my company, well, we'll listen to him because he did build that company. So sometimes credibility comes from experience, but gosh, we're living in a world where anyone and their great aunt can step into the spotlight, and the louder they are, the more we believe them. And we might think, well, that's fine. Some of this is just entertainment. And if it is just entertainment, then God bless. But we can't let entertainment blur into truth and what's right. Because the reason why you need to take a stand right now is that when small things happen, like plagiarism right now, it is so easy for somebody just to take someone else's ideas, take someone else's words, put them out and say it's mine. And we sort of we go, it's entertainment. Small things like that people get away with lead to huge chasms of mistrust in our society. And when we have huge chasms of mistrust, you know what goes away with that? Collaboration goes away. True curiosity goes away. True generosity goes away. Innovation goes away. All of those things vanish when we let these little lies live. Whether it's someone pretending to be an expert in something that they aren't, whether it's someone pretending that their words are their words and they're not, whether it's somebody pretending to have written something that they didn't, and we sort of let it go, then one day we wake up and we're in a world where no one trusts anyone anymore. And I'm not saying that trust would have prevented this whole COVID thing right now. It wouldn't. But I am saying, and I know this is true and so do you, that if we had greater trust today in our society, we would know together more about what we should do together to get better together. At the moment, everything seems to have an agenda to it. Everything seems to be something that we should be suspicious of. And so we are living in a world right now where we need your equalizer voices. Find places to take a stand. Find places to stand up for what's right. Find places to say, prove it. Prove it. Don't spout it. Prove it. Why? Because if I don't know that you can prove it, then I don't know how to live. I don't know how to grow. I don't know how to teach. I don't know how to learn. Prove it. We need every one of these 9 strengths roles in our world. But we need equalizers now more than ever. Without it, we don't just lose trust, we lose each other. So please, if you are an equalizer, find the most intelligent, thoughtful, critical ways in which you can have your voice be heard, whether it's in your family, in your relationships, on your teams, or in the broader society. Without your voice, if your voice is being drowned out by the loud shouters, the spouters, then we as human beings will hurt each other. We need your voice. All of us need to turn up this equalizer dial. All of us have it. All of us should be demanding, not that we are right, but that there is a right and there is a wrong, and we will stand on the right. Oh.